me, I think it's important to continue to have a conversation because I think that this news actually makes the rabbit hole go deeper, right? I
Yep.
actually have
Yep. Yep.
more questions about the cover up and what is included in the cover up because a lot of people are saying, hey, it's kind of strange that Joe Biden got diagnosed with this aggressive cancer just months after leaving office, but yet supposedly he has the best medical care in the world, right? In the sense that he has doctors at his fingertips like 24/7. And I'm assuming that he gets regular, frequent checkups as an 80-plus-year-old man for something like this to not be detected, despite the fact that it is aggressive and, it being this aggressive to the point where it is already metastasized into the bones. It means that it's probably likely been around for at least a year.
Somebody lying.
Detectable for a year. That's what a lot of people are speculating. I mean, just listen to this Fox News clip between the host and their medical analyst. And you can tell that this is kind of what everybody's thinking, but they don't really want to say it out loud. Take a look.
Let's bring in Dr. Mark Siegel, Fox News senior medical analyst. Let me read again from that news release that we got from former President Biden's office, Doctor. It says he was diagnosed with prostate cancer characterized by a Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, with metastasis to the bone. That doesn't sound good.
Gleason 9, John, means that it's in a very aggressive form of cancer, and 5 means that within that it's the most aggressive type. That means it has the highest risk of spread, which obviously he has had. He's presenting with urinary symptoms, and I want the viewer to know that most of the time prostate cancer would be asymptomatic. When it reaches the point where you already have urinary symptoms, that's also a sign that it's pretty far advanced. When they say that it is hormone responsive, that likely means that they think that by decreasing testosterone, it can be a testosterone-dependent cancer, that it will respond. The two types of therapy they use for that is one called Lupron, which stops testosterone production, and the other is a drug called Casodex or like Casodex, which stops testosterone from binding. They also might decide, and I don't know this, but sometimes they decide to do more than one therapy. They might try to take the prostate out through radiation and the hormone therapy altogether. That's not uncommon. Over 80% of men over the age of 80 have some prostate cancer cells in their body. So this is a very high likelihood in all men. And if it's this far advanced, meaning Gleason 9 metastasized to the bone, the 5-year survival rate is somewhere between 30 and 40%. Again, depending on how well he responds to therapy. One of the questions on everyone's mind, and you just heard this from the reporter, is what about last year's PSA? This was found by physical examination, by a prostate exam. A lot of times we find an elevation in prostate-specific antigen at PSA, and then we go after it, get an MRI. I mean, he must have had the best possible care here. I'm a little taken aback that it's this far advanced and very, very concerned about it.
Yeah, that's the question I was going to ask you. This is a former president of the United States. He's supposed to be getting, as you say, the best medical care in the world. And yet, just a few months after he leaves office, this prostate cancer is advanced enough that it has metastasized to the bone. That's just not good.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining me.
No, we don't have enough information for me to be sure of the following statement, but I want everyone to know that
I was talking about white supremacy and white privilege and all this stuff. If a white woman had said this, oh my gosh, BLM, Antifa, all the CNN and left-wing legacy media would be all on this. But because she's black, it's not racism. White people, the question that's being asked is, what is your response?
So I created a video and I stated that I don't have any sympathy for anyone who is not black. And now I have a bunch of people who are in my comment section telling me that I'm hateful, I'm racist, I'm evil, I'm filled with hatred simply because I'm choosing not to care about them.
gonna stop it right there just to say, you want to talk about racism? That's actually textbook. If a white woman said anything remotely close to this, it would be oh my God, it would be an international scandal. She'd be banned and, job and everything be threatened. But this is celebrated by these Democrats, bro. This is supremacy with a different paint job on it right here.
I want you to let that sink in for a second. These people are literally calling me evil because I'm choosing not to have compassion for them like I'm supposed to. What have those animalistic beasts ever done to make my people want to have compassion or sympathy for them? What have they done to earn our compassion? They expect it. They feel like they are entitled to it. They are entitled to our respect. They really crack me up. And all they are actually proving is that they are begging for our acceptance. They're literally mad at me for not liking them. They're trying to force me to like them. They're trying to force me to care about them. They're trying to force me to accept them. They are begging for our acceptance.
It's quite literally the opposite, man. Look at DEI, look at affirmative action. Yeah, CTR.
Can't you see it? Look at this gingers are black trend that's happening. One black woman got on here and made a video and said, oh, all gingers are actually black. And now you have all of these white people coming into our community, thanking us and praising us. Oh, thank you for validating us. Thank you for accepting us. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of you. They were dying to be a part of us. They couldn't wait for the opportunity to be a part of us. And the minute that we gave them the chance, here they go, dropping off their whiteness and picking up our blackness because they couldn't wait to do it. Everybody wants to be us. Can't y'all see it?
Oh my God, let this video be over. Damn it.
They walk around here trying to talk like us, dress like us, act like us. Everything they do is looking up to us while they're claiming to be the superior race and the one that we should be striving to be like. They are actually proving we are the superior race because they are the ones.
Donald Trump just flipped the rhinos. That's right. There were 5 rhino Republicans that are standing in the way of passing Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. Chip Roy, Ralph Norman, Andrew Clyde, Josh Brecken, and Lloyd Smucker. And something has happened. Something has happened behind closed doors to get them to change their vote. On Friday, Moody's downgraded the American economy to a lower rating, the AAA rating that we've always maintained. Now, what that does is that lowers our ability to borrow money. You know what Republicans hate, especially rhinos hate? Not being able to borrow money. All of the warmongers, all of the Democrats hate having a lower credit rating because they want to borrow more money. They want to borrow more money for illegals, for migrants, for all their slush funds, their pork spending. Definitely not you. Donald Trump, by going overseas and conducting some deals and bringing home the bacon, so to speak, in an economic surge, has forced rhinos and Democrats to vote to pass this big, beautiful bill. Mike Johnson, all the other rhinos know that if they do not pass this, their days in Congress are numbered. And every politician will do anything and say anything to get elected, and then they will do anything to stay in office. Mike Johnson knows if he does not pass this big, beautiful bill, bringing no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no taxes on Social Security, and another great incentive is if you buy an American car, you can deduct the interest on that loan from your taxes. Mike Johnson knows his term, his time with the gavel as Speaker of the House depends on this getting passed. His quest for survival, his quest to stay in this position will get the bill passed. And Donald Trump has already flipped some of them. Something's going on behind the scenes Ralph Norman came out and posted a tweet this afternoon that progress has been made. Sunday, it's Sunday right now, it's about 6:30 here on the Gulf of America. They are reconvening late into the night to get this bill passed. Rhinos are going to coalesce with conservatives to get the bill passed.
I went to the dentist, did an x-ray, and he comes back and he's like, you've got 2 cavities. And they're like, you have to like, get them out. So I started doing research.
I hope some people like Thomas Massey will come together for the greater good. And I really think they will. Because I believe that the American people, if this doesn't get passed, we could see an absolute revolt at the ballot box. And all these Republicans know this, including Democrats. You are going to see Democrats vote for their actual survival because of this. And Trump has just flipped the rhinos. The rhinos are going to do exactly what Trump wants because of this. They know that if they don't, they're finished. The Republican Party has been crumbling. The Make America Great Again, the America First Party, has taken over. It has risen into a larger power grid than the Republican Party. We know it. I know it. More importantly, they know this. Mike Johnson came out on Beat the Depressed this afternoon talking about he was going to get this bill passed. And I don't know what Donald Trump has got on Mike Johnson. I don't know. You saw over the past couple of months Mike Johnson traveling around the United States with Elon Musk and the Trump entourage, the MAGA patriots. You saw this. And now, Mike Johnson's hand has been forced, along with these other clowns. Chip Roy voted against this. Chip Roy knows his days are numbered in Texas. He knows that he will be primaried if he doesn't get this passed. And I hope he does get primaried, along with some other Republicans down there in Texas. It has to pass. No tax on Social Security is such a huge deal. No tax on overtime. Right now, when you work overtime, you get taxed at 44%. 44%. You barely make a couple of bucks more than your regular hourly wage. There's no incentive to work more. There's no incentive to work harder. You're seeing it across the United States. There's more incentives to stay at home and do nothing, to draw welfare, to draw food stamps, to draw SNAP, EBT, whatever. People are actually making more money by not working. And that's a problem. In the state of Arkansas, where I live, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has now put into place to repeal sodas and other sugary drinks from SNAP, from EBT. You are going to see this happen across the United States. And when people like Sarah Sanders do this in states like Arkansas, it's going to catch on. The Rhino Republicans know the American people want a slimmer, sleeker, more efficient government. We all want this. We want America first. We want our economy to run smooth, more efficient. We want to get rid of this waste, fraud, and abuse that DOJ has found. And you're going to see right into this big, beautiful bill that gets voted on tonight, you're going to see some of these DOJ cuts put into permanent law. Now that the rhinos have been called out for wasting time, for wasting Donald Trump's efforts of getting this efficiency in place, they are going to have to do it now. The only reason this is happening, the only reason that this is in place is because of Elon Musk and Donald Trump working together to get this stuff passed, to get it put forward on the table, on the floors of Congress. And the rhinos know that if they don't, they're finished. Right now, it's splitting hairs between actually what a rhino is and what a Democrat is. And more rhinos vote with the Democrats than Democrats voting with rhinos. But I believe on this big, beautiful bill, these tax cuts, you're going to see quite a few Democrats vote for this because they know that their seat in Congress is on the line. They know that they need to be able to go back to the states where they're from and actually face the American people and tell them, I voted to lower taxes. They have to do this. Trump has flipped them. He has absolutely turned the table on them. They have no freaking choice. And it's beautiful to see. The Trump tax cuts are going to pass. The big, beautiful bill is going to pass. No tax on security, Social Security, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no interest. You'll be able to deduct the interest that you pay on vehicle loans if it's an American-made vehicle. You're going to see an absolute golden age here in the United States. I'm the Vet Biker here on the Gulf of America. You guys take care. It is a great time to be alive. You have not seen this kind of success ever in your lifetime. I know I haven't seen it. You guys take care. I'll see you on the road.
Were you recently injured in a
Welcome back to Hannity. We are in Doha, Qatar, and here is part 2 of my exclusive interview with President Trump aboard Air Force One. We covered a lot of territory. Take a look. There are many legs to your economic plan that you're laying out. One of the trade deals. Second is tax cuts permanent, no tax tips, no tax Social Security,
Right.
no tax overtime. Another leg would be energy.
Interest deduction on cars. Remember that.
That's
So
big.
it's no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security benefits for seniors, which is so great. Think of it. And no tax on overtime. But there's a fourth leg that I think is really important of that, where middle-income people, but any people, if you buy a car made in America, only, I'm not interested if it's made anywhere else. I couldn't care less. But if it's made in America, you get, and you borrow money to buy the car, which I guess 80% of the people do, you get a tax deduction on your interest payments. That's a big deal. That's never happened before.
A big deal for people that are buying cars, but
That's a huge game changer for the car industry too.
huge, I think. One part that you can't control, although maybe you really can because you have such influence with the Republican Party, is the one big beautiful bill. Put out a big statement on that today. And how confident are you, having spent time with Majority Leader Thune, Speaker of the House Johnson?
First of all, Johnson and Thune have been unbelievable. They've done a great job. Their soul is into this. Their whole heart and soul. And they're working so hard. And it's always tough when you have a very small, we have a majority, but it's in the Senate 3 votes, and in the Republican, in Congress, it's 7. Now, it was 1 for a period of time. We won some elections in the meantime, but it was actually 1. So now it's 7. And I would say this, even before this big drug and if you take a look at the cuts that I announced today, if you take a look at the pharmaceutical and drug cuts, they're so massive that I think a lot of Democrats have to vote for the bill, number 1. Number 2, even if I didn't do this today, even if there was no such thing as these, 50 to 90% cuts, I mean, think of it. Where we're buying, you're selling drugs in other countries for 5 times more than it costs in the United States. How horrible that is. Anyway, but that's going to be a thing of the past.
Some of them are they're cancer drugs too. Sometimes.
Yeah, everything. It's very unfair. Very unfair to people. They have cancer. They don't have much money. They have enough money to get through this, but then they end up going bankrupt. People were getting themselves fixed up or not getting fixed up. Either way, and still they were going bankrupt all over the place because they couldn't afford the drugs. But if they lived in a different country, they would have paid just a fraction. Think of how horrible that is. Anyway, so I fixed that. Nobody thought it was fixable, and I fixed it. But even without that, I think we would have gotten the bill passed. With it, I think a lot of Democrats have to vote. I saw that a couple of Democrats said, I'd like to be in charge of, I don't know if you saw that. You have a couple of people that go on your show that I assume are moderate Democrats without mentioning names. And both of them said, I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to be voting for this bill. I think a lot of Democrats are going to be forced to vote for the bill because, you add this new element that if this bill passes, you're going to get a 50 to 90% reduction in prescription drugs and pharmaceuticals. When you add that in, how does a Democrat not vote? I don't think they can win an election if they don't vote for it. But even if you don't include it, I think that the Republicans are very unified and something would happen where they will get this vote. No, I think it's imperative they vote.
But look at the Democratic Party. Look at the leadership that's emerged. Jasmine Crockett, AOC, the Squad.
Here's what it's like to go to school online for firearms technology and guns.
What's going on, good people? What's going on, bad? It's me, Bad, back at it again. With the truth is truth, period. Fuck all the bullshit. And away we go. We're about to let take it to a new spot. Sit here for a little while, but I'm gonna talk to you for a minute. I want you to realize what I'm saying. Stupid is what stupid does. And I know for a fact we're not as stupid as we're being taught to be. We're not. We're being taught to be stupid all because of one reason. The elite assholes need us to be stupid. They do. They need us to be dumbed down and stupid. Just let it go. But get back to it. Sanity. So I can set up this little mission I'm about to do. But I'm just saying, trying to explain this to a lot of people. The truth. And the truth, it is what it is. All it is within all of us. It's just that we've been taught to not know better. We've been taught literally out of our truth. Literally, you've been taught out of common sense. Because your common sense is really just you questioning shit that don't make sense. Because the sense that's in you is for you to make sense out of living life. That's the truth. When I say it is what it is, all it is, in all of us to know, the only reason why you go is because of the truth within you. Raw creativity. You couldn't create the reality that you live in if the truth wasn't already ready within you for you to know what you're doing while living. It's not no rocket science. It's just that someone taught us to be liars. And I can explain that shit. Here we go. There's 5 words that these assholes made up. 5 words to keep any and everybody who use these 5 words stuck. Literally stuck on stupid in make believe la la land. I'm just saying. actually physically and mentally programmed to be stupid. I'm just saying now, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at nobody. But I can explain to you the truth that's in everybody. It's just that everybody living with it differently. But it is what it is, all it is within the human beings. It's just that you don't know. That's the reason why you're so far out of control. Because you don't know what you need to know. That's already within you to know. Already just waiting on you. Tap back in. You knew better when you was a kid. You had to be taught some more shit to now not know better. It hurts once you realize to know better isn't to be better than nobody else. Once the realization kick in for you to know better with, to know better is to know what makes us all equal from within. Not to run no race. To know better is to be better, to do better. The truth makes sense for true change. Because once you go back to using common sense, shit will change. It will. Because the wheel is always turning. The truth is the truth. You need to know who's doing the driving. You need to know your reason why you're alive in the first place. And once you realize that, everything else after that is extra. Shit. But I can't make you realize that. All I can do is just explain to you how you was lied to become the lie that they need. Keep the lies going. That's all I can say about the whole little scenario. I'm giving you the truth to the why is the truth already in you to know why you're alive in the first place to be born a winner. It's literally self-explanatory. Literally, once you realize who's lying to who. It ain't no game. They label it as a race of people so they can run game on me and you. It ain't no game. All you gotta do is tell the truth while living the truth. It ain't no game. What's real in you? The truth. Just saying, it ain't no game. That's why I love what's in you. Because it's in me too. And I know that's why I'm trying to explain to you. So you can know better, to be better. You don't have to act better. Naturally, your order to be in is the truth, is the truth you need to always be thinking. Just like that plus sign. Always. But two is always better than one. When you know better. I'm just saying.